Art to the Say suggestion via Discord. The name of the video is City Fined Him $1 million. Guys, because of the title, I have no idea what we're talking about here, but let's go ahead and jump into this immediately and see if it's actually valid. Let's do it.
He got a letter from the city saying he was being fined $1 million for violations committed from the prior owner of his house.
Is that legal? It's tonight's Help Me Howard with Patrick Frazier.
Okay, guys. Yeah, I think it's legal. I think it's legal. Guys, when you purchase a house, like a lot of the times you still owe money, or they may have owed money. It definitely comes up to like the title company that's going to kind of step up in these instances and be like, yeah, there's nothing there, or attached to the house. Everything is completely legal. This transaction is going to go through well. But this happens a lot in like HOA areas, guys. But let's see exactly why. But I think it is legal.
Some people are good with their hands, and some people are ridiculously talented.
1971 SS Chevelle.
The car was about to be crushed when Denny got it and restored it. Now let's go inside.
I made those from scratch, yep, and they're a copy of the ones on the Ozzie and Harriet show.
He made his cabinets after seeing them on an old TV show, not needing handles because Denny carved them like they used to do. His oven is pristine from the 70s. Look at this old TV that still works. Okay. And remember these salt shakers from your grandmother's house.
Never seen them in my life.
I'm holding on to a little bit of the 70s that I enjoyed when I was a kid.
He's a master craftsman. Even bought his home that was in foreclosure 10 years ago and rebuilt it.
It was in foreclosure? They should have technically foreclosed whatever debt was associated with the land, because sometimes the debt itself is, let's say, debted to the land, guys, right? You purchased a house, the house is on that land. I wonder why $1 million. I don't really see anything that's glaring here, guys.
I mean, that's just my nature.
But then he was handed something old that stunned him.
And when I opened them and read them, it was like having a bomb dropped on me. I just couldn't believe it.
The city of Oakland Park sent him a letter notifying him he had to pay a fine. Listen to the amount.
The letter said that I owed the city over $1 million for code violation fines from the time before I bought the house.
To be specific, $1,097,400 for 4 minor violations the previous owner had committed before Denny bought the house in foreclosure.
Petty things like overgrown weeds, trash in the carport.
The title company had told Denny there were no fines or liens when he bought the property.
Okay.
Denny says Oakland Park never notified him of the fines until now.
Yeah, bro, I'm suing the title company. I'm just going to be completely honest. I mean, yeah, we are in fact suing them.
10 years later.
They were clearing out old files and they came across my file, and that's how this started.
Obviously, Denny told the city official he couldn't afford $1 million fine. The response?
You need to call the collection agency.
Don't call the collection agency.
And negotiate a settlement.
Don't negotiate
Denny
nothing.
can fix anything, but not this thing.
Because this is a monster that's way too big for me to handle. You guys are aces with helping people in predicaments.
I don't know about that, Denny, but can a city allow fines to grow for 10 years and then come after you?
Yes.
Howard?
Yes, they can. Government agencies do not have to notify a new owner about the fines, allowing them to grow.
Right.
But in this case, the city cannot do this to Denny because he bought the property in foreclosure, and that wiped out any existing liens and fines that the city had.
It should have.
I contacted Oakland Park. They moved quickly. They checked into the case and wrote, in this 2010 case, the property was not brought into compliance before it was foreclosed upon.
Okay.
The city was not notified of the foreclosure.
I'm suing the city, bro, because, I mean, I'm sorry, the property was foreclosed.
The city then did what Denny wanted, removed the lien and wiped out the $1 million plus fines.
Right, I would have sued for 10.
Without you guys, they would have destroyed my life completely. There's no doubt in my mind.
When we went back to tell Denny the good news, he had another car he had restored from the junk pile to show us, a 1960 Corvette. Hearing the engine he had rebuilt hum along made him smile, making him almost as happy as knowing a $1 million headache was trashed.
Thank God, thanks to you, Howard, Channel 7 News, and Help Me Howard, man. I mean, You guys are like my guardian angels.
$1 million in fines. You'd think the city would check to see if the fines were legit before they sent.
They were legit. Like, just be fully aware here. They were legit. But, okay, the property was foreclosed on. So that canceled out like nearly everything. Like, to my knowledge, the only thing that for some reason is not going to go away are like HOA fines, depending on where you are living in, guys. I mean, these HOA fines can get absolutely insane. All right. Oh, I just bought this house, but the previous owner owed $20,000, and that's not being disclosed through any type of title company. That's just going to hit you. All right. But, you know.
Sent that letter. Oh, well, glad we could help you, Denny. Now, before you buy any property, do a lien search to make sure there are no hidden surprises. If you can't do it, you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on a house. So a few hundred for a professional to do the search is worth it.
I definitely would also probably suggest surveying. Because yeah, there's a lot of encroachments unnecessarily. I purchased a house one time as a rental property, and I find out that my neighbor specifically had built their fence, and I mean like a gigantic portion of their fence on my land. And I'm just like, I'm not going to say anything. We're going to leave it, as it is for right now. But just be fully aware when it's time for me to do something with this specific piece of land. Expect massive heartaches, unfortunately, unless you want to buy the land you built on, right? Because we're not doing any of these weirdo things. So definitely survey that land immediately, and I mean that. That's probably number 2. Okay, specifically if you're buying, large quantities of land, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm glad he got it taken care of, though. I mean, I definitely am happy that he didn't have to, find a way to come up with $1 million, because generally people can't find a way to come up with $1 million. That's generally not a thing, right? Even in Florida, it's just not a thing. But it was, in fact, legal if they didn't take it off, right? To a certain extent. I would have still sued, but just if they didn't take it off, it would not have surprised me. I'm going to be honest, because it is still owed. They may actually have to go after a different party who foreclosed on it, right, and didn't pay that. That's the question. Most likely it was the bank, so sue the bank. Don't sue the person. You get what I mean here, guys? Because once you buy a piece of land that has a house on it, whatever, and it was recently foreclosed on, you don't owe whatever that other nonsense was that was a part of the house, right? You don't owe any of that. So who foreclosed on it? The bank? Talk to the bank. A title company? Talk to the title company. Right? Don't talk to the person that purchased the house. That's absolutely inappropriate, guys. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. This is my lightsaber. Hey guys, you guys subscribe to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Oh, also, Mr. L. Boyd Discusses. Guys, check it out. And if you haven't heard it today, it's amazing.